Hello guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make use of regex in Kobotoolbox. Regex is useful if you want to get the phone number of respondents and you want to try as much as possible to get the exact value of the phone number. Let's say for example in Nigeria we make use of 11 digits number and you want the respondent to enter exact number, let's say from 0 down to 11, and it must not be 12, it must not be 13 or less than 11. You can use regex in Kobotoolbox to do that. Or you want to collect the email address of respondent and you want it to have something like at gmail.com, at yahoo.com. You can do that with regex in Kobotoolbox. So let me show you what we are going to be building in this video. For example, where you have a phone number, and in Nigeria we make use of 11 digits. So let me enter phone number. Let's say I have 08078011194 and I have 10 digit number. It's going to show that your phone number should be 11 digits. So if I should enter another number to it, it's going to allow it because this is 11 digits. But if I enter more than 11 digits, it's going to say your phone number should be 11 digits. And also here you have phone number with plus sign. If you want plus sign, if you want to have plus sign at the beginning of your phone number, you can also do that, where you have this plus sign and I can enter +234 08070111943. You can see, and it's going to allow it. But if I enter more than that, it's going to show put a plus sign and your phone number should be at least 11 digits. Yeah, so let me clean all this, and this is at least 11 digits. And if you want to collect Gmail address, you can also do that. You want to collect email address with gmail.com domain, you can do that. Let's say I have shell, and if I should enter something like, let me go back and change it to shell at gmail.com, you can see it's going to allow it. But if I remove M at the last, it's going to show please only gmail.com is allowed. So if I enter the M, it's going to allow it. But if I enter it in cap lock, it's not going to allow it. So you can do that in Kobotoolbox to make sure that all the letters should be in cap lock. So you can also do that, and I can write it inside the int that please only gmail.com is allowed, and make sure that the letters should be in cap lock, right? So you can also do that. So I will change this to gmail.com and it's going to allow it, right? Also, let me remove something like this and say, you see it's going to show, because there is no dot, it's showing that please only at gmail.com is allowed, right? So let me put dot again and it's going to allow it. For the email address, if I enter anything like shell at yahoo.com, is going to allow it. If I enter at gmail.com, it's going to allow it. But if I enter something like at yahoo.co, it's not going to allow it. So let's jump into it. The first thing that we need to know is we need to familiarize ourselves with regex. So I'll leave in the description below what you need to know about regex. Irregular expression is a search pattern used for matching specific character and range of character within a string. You can see it too. I'll leave in the description below this PDF for you to read so that you can know more about regex. So what we are going to do in this particular video is to get familiarized with this regex. So the syntax that we are going to use here for phone number, let me write the phone number. Let's say for phone number, we are going to use something like this, regex function, and this is regex function, and it's going to have brackets, and it's going to have dots. This dot is telling us that we are working in the question, in the current question. Then we have comma, then we have apostrophe, and we have caret sign, saying that we need to start, the first character should be included and we need to start and we are going to have something like this bracket, and this bracket is going to tell us that what values do we want. So we want value from 0 down to 9. So any value from 0 down to 9 will be accepted. If I change this to 8, that means that 9 will not be accepted. But I want any value from 0 down to 9, right? So I can close it. So when I close it, then I will now use this set brackets. The set bracket is telling us that how many letters or how many values should be included. So if I say that I want it to be 11 digits and it should be exact 11 digits, that means that we want it to be in exact 11 digits. So if it is above 11, it's not going to be accepted, and if it is below 11, it's not going to be accepted. And we can have $sign to end it. Then we have apostrophe at the end. Then we can now close the bracket. This is telling us that we want to use regex function, and it's going to be inside the bracket, and we have dots. Dot is telling us that we want to start in the question. We want to start the function in the question. Then we have apostrophe and we have caret to start. Then we have this bracket telling us, open bracket and close bracket, telling us that we want value from 0 down to 9. We want it to accept any value from 0 down to 9. You can accept 080, 780. You can accept 900. You can accept any value from 0 to 9. And it should start. This one is telling us that we want it to match 11 digit number. 11 digit number, and it should not be more than 11 digit number. And this $sign, we end it. Then we have apostrophe and we close it, right? So let's see it also in this place. So for example, look at this particular option here. This regex is telling us that restrict mobile phone number to 10 digits. You can see this is 10 digits, right? So if you want it to be 11 digits, you can make it 11, 12. This is telling us that we are starting at the point, which is the question. We have comma, we have apostrophe, caret, and we want to include any value from 0 down to 9. And in this set bracket, we want it to be exact 10 digits, right? You can read about it in this PDF. You can read about it. The caret symbol matches the start of the string without consuming the character. The $sign symbol matches the end of the string without consuming the character. So you can see the $sign at the end, the caret at the beginning. You have open apostrophe and close apostrophe. Here you have ABC. Match either of ABC, A, B, or C from within the bracket. So we want it to match any value from 0 down to 9. And here we can see that you can see match any lowercase. Here if you want to make use of lowercase, and if you want to make use of uppercase, and if you want to match any whole number from 0 to 9, that's how you can do it. Matches any character from A to Z, or small letter A to Z, or cap log A to Z, and it should be from 0 to 9. So you can read about it to get more information. So let me jump into it. So what I need to do is to click on new, build from scratch, and I'm going to name this, let me name it regex Q. Then I'm going to use other sector. I'm going to select Nigeria, and I'm going to create a project. So for this, I'm going to click on plus sign and enter phone number. So for the phone number in Nigeria, we'll make use of 11 digits. So I'm going to click on add question, and I'm going to select test. After selecting test, you now go back to settings. Then you come down to appearance advanced. Then you click on this select and select numbers. Then go to validation criteria and select manually enter your validation logic in SLS code. So now I'm going to enter the regex, and the regex is regex function open bracket dot. So inside this dot is telling us that we are working inside this question. Then I'm going to use comma. I'm going to use dot comma. Let me zoom in. Dot comma. Then I'm going to use apostrophe. Then I'm going to use this caret sign. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to say from phone number. So I'm going to say from 0 down to 9. Then close this. Then start with set. From this set, I want exact 11 digits. Then I'm going to close it, and I'm going to end it with $sign, and I'm going to end it with apostrophe. Then I will close the bracket. So you can see this is the starting the validation, and I want it to have value from 0 to 9, and it should match exact 11 digits. Then end the validation, right? And this is going to be, please, let's say please the phone, let's say the phone number should be 11 digits, right? So let me zoom out. So I'm going to save, and I'm going to click on preview to preview the form. So let's see what's going to happen. So for the phone number, if I enter this, it's going to show, please, the phone number should be 11 digits. So let me clean all this and enter 0. And you see this is 11 digits, right? And it's going to accept it. If I enter anything more than 11, it's going to reject it. If I enter 11 digits, it's going to accept. So that is how to add phone number, exact phone number in Kobotoolbox. Let's say you want to add plus sign. So how are you going to do that? So let me click on this and say that phone number with plus sign. So I'm going to click on add question. I'm going to click on test, and I'm going to go back to settings. I'll select appearance advanced and select numbers. Then I'll click on validation criteria, and I'm going to click on manually enter your validation logic in SLS. So in this, I'm going to use, let me zoom in again. So I'm going to use regex open bracket start, which is dot, to start in this question. So I'm going to use apostrophe caret open bracket. So I want plus sign. So I want to start with plus sign, and it should take any number from 0 down to 9, and I'm going to end it. So I want the because I have plus sign, so the number that I'm going to enter will be 12 digits. It's going to be plus with other numbers. So I can now say that I want the values to start from, let's say, 12 to something like 15 or to 15. So I'm going to end it with this, or let me stop at 16, and I'm going to end it here. Then I will use $sign apostrophe. Then I will close the bracket. So with this, I want to add the phone number. I want the phone number to start with plus sign. I should take, and it's going to take any value from 0 to 9, and the digits, the phone number should probably start at 12 digits and end in 16 digits. So if the phone number is more than 16 digits, it's not going to accept it, and if it is less than 12, it's not going to accept it. So let me say, please, the phone number should be 11 digits, should be at least, let's say at least 11 digits, and it should start with plus sign, right? So let me close this and save it. So let's preview it. So I'm going to click on preview to preview the form. So the phone number for the first one, I need to enter the exact phone number, which is 11 digits. For the second one, let me click on this plus 2347078011943. It's going to accept it. So let me enter above that, which is above 16. It's going to say, please, the phone number should be at least 11 digits and it should start with plus sign. So let me clean all this. You can see this is how to make use of regex in Kobotoolbox. So for the email address, so let me show you how to make use of email with Gmail. Let's say we have email with Gmail. You want to collect any email with Gmail domain. So I'm going to click on add question, click on test, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to select numbers. I'm going to go to validation criteria and I'm going to click on manually enter your validation logic. Then in this, I'm going to say that, let me zoom in again. So I'm going to say regex open bracket dot comma apostrophe caret this sign open plus sign, then I want to get from A to Z, which means that I want any letter, I want it to be of any letters A to Z. So I'm going to close it and I'm going to say that I want the email, let's say sheung@gmail.com, to be from 1 down to 22. So if your email address is more than 22, it's not going to allow it. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to say from 1 down to 22, right? Then I'm going to close it. And I'm going to say it must have at Gmail in small letter at gmail.com. Then I'm going to end it with $ with apostrophe, which means that my email address must be from 1 down to 22 and it must have at gmail.com domain. So let me close it. So I'm going to close it. You can see this is it. So I'm going to close it, then I'm going to save, and let us see how it's going to look like. Okay, let me say please, let's say please, it must be at gmail.com. So let me save it and I'm going to go to preview the form. Let's see how it's going to look like. So as you can see, now we have email@gmail.com. So let's try it. Let me enter sheung@gmail.com and it's going to accept it. But if I remove the M, it's going to say that please, it must be at gmail.com. So if I put the M, it's going to accept. But if I make my email address to be more than 22, it's going to say please, it must be at gmail.com. So you can say that your email address must not be more than 22, or you understand. So you can add any form that you want. So let me close this, let me clean all this and use this and say that gmail.com. So that is how to add validation criteria. And if you want to make use of different email, you can also do that. So let me click on this and I'm going to say with any domain email. So to do that, I'm going to click on add question. I'm going to click on test. I'm going to click on the settings. I'm going to click on select and select numbers. I'm going to click on validation, manually enter validation, and to accept any email address, I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to say that bridges. I'm going to say that bridges, open bracket, dot, comma, apostrophe, caret, this. I'm going to say I want A down to Z. Then after that, I want it to be from, let's say, 1 to 20. So I can close it, which means that the first letters of my email should be from 1 to 20. Let's say Sheung is 4, Bola is 5, David is 6. So you can have something like that. So from 1 down to 20, and it must have at. Then after the at, it must also have something like yahoo.com, gmail.com, microsoft.com, google.com. So I can say A down to Z, and it must be from from 1 down to, let's say, the Gmail is 5, Yahoo is 5. So you can do all those that. You can say to be from 1 down to 5, for instance, or 1 down to 6. If you have Microsoft, you can turn it to 10. So something like that. Then I'm going to close it. Then I'm going to put .com. So if you have .com, then I'm going to edit with $, apostrophe, and I will close the bracket. So, and I'm going to say, so you can say not allow. You can write any error message if you want. So I'm going to save this. So this is saying that my first letters of my email address should be from A to Z, and it must be from 1 to 20. So I can say Sheung is between 1 to 20, David is between 1 to 20, George is between 1 to 20. At Gmail is from A to, I think Gmail is 5 letters, Yahoo is 5 letters, Microsoft is 5 letters, and it must have .com at the end. So let's save it, and I'll click on preview to preview the form. So let me enter Sheung at gmail.com. Is going to accept it. So if I remove the M, it's going to do what? Reject it. So let me enter the M again. It's going to accept it. Let me clean this and say Yahoo. Is going to accept it. Let me remove the dot sign. It's going to accept it because I didn't use it as part of the rejects. So you can do that yourself. So that's a take home that you can do by yourself. So that is how to make use of rejects in Kobotoolbox. Thank you.